And good evening. Friends and neighbors say an Austin man shot and killed by an APD officer this morning was a military veteran who recently lost his mother.
In fact, it happened around 7:30 this morning on Landshire Drive in North Austin. Police say an officer shot and killed the man after that same man called 911 to say he shot a dog that attacked him.
Sad to say that we lost a good friend in this neighborhood, you know.
Sammy Flores has lived down the street from John Schaefer for the last 2 years.
Well, he was actually a good man, just retired. Every time I would go walking down the street with my dog, he used to wave at us and everything.
Neighbors say Schaefer lived in this home on Landshire Drive for almost 20 years. The American flag always hanging out front for a man they knew as a military veteran.
His mom died a year ago, you know, and he was well known in the community. You know, from what I hear, loved, and it was just a shame what happened today.
But some neighbors and friends say they knew something bad might be brewing.
He used to tell me, you know, there's a lot of dogs loose, pit bulls and that he was getting fed up with that.
Friday morning, APD responded to Schaefer's home after he called to say he'd shot a pit bull that tried to attack him in his backyard. Here's what Chief Art Acevedo says happened next.
The subject refused to give up the firearm. At one point, when the officer went to secure the firearm, the subject disengaged from the officer, drew his pistol, semi-automatic pistol, aimed it at the officer.
Neighbors just can't believe the man they knew would do such a thing. But Chief Acevedo says they're reviewing audio and video of the incident, and the investigation is ongoing.
You cannot draw and aim a firearm at a police officer and not expect that officer to defend themselves. It's a tragedy.
That is something everyone agrees on.
It wasn't supposed to happen, what happened today. It's just a tragedy.
Well, the officer involved in this morning's shooting, Jonathan Whited, has been with APD for 3 years now. He's on paid administrative leave. That is standard procedure in these cases. Looking in depth tonight at the procedure when it comes to officer-involved shootings, there are 2 investigations going on right now. The Special Investigations Unit is looking at whether the officer was right to use deadly force. Internal Affairs at APD determines whether the officer violated any policy. They report to the police monitor, the citizens review panel, and the police chief, who decides if there will be any discipline in the case. The SIU will submit its finding to the district attorney, who decides if they present that case to the grand jury.